Oh, it's so warm. Ha!
Be brave, be brave, be brave.
I almost never make an individual, sometimes I do. I much prefer a big cut. A huge hunk of delicious meat served for two. Andy, check, look what we did. Look at what we did. Steak for two, big old giant ribeye. It's date night, it's dinner night. We're gonna give away some stuff. It's gift night as well.
Oh.
Be sure to go to our main page and check out the giveaway we're doing, a 6-month subscription to Good Shop. I can't talk, we gotta finish eating, and let me show you how to make this. Steak for two, for me, is kind of a must. Every once in a while, I'll do an individual steak. But more often than not, especially on the Blackstone OpenFlame, I'm working with a big hunk of meat. Look at this thing, Andy.
Dude, this thing is...
You've seen this trick. I like to scruff, especially with a cut this big. I mean, this episode is called Big Cuts, and it's date night, so we're gonna take extra effort to make it really, really delicious. If you watch the show a lot, you've seen this technique. Essentially, what we're doing is we're creating more surface area, more nooks and crannies for texture, crispiness, and flavor. The fat's gonna get a little crispy. The seasoning's gonna kind of sit in. Like you'll see those little strips as we do it. Don't cut too deep. All right, we're not butterflying this steak. We just want those little scruffs, those little bits of nooks and crannies for the seasoning to stick in, and like I said, it'll open up and be a crispier crust. I'm a sucker for texture, Andy. I was gonna say don't do this if you don't want to. Do it. If you haven't done it, do it. If you have done it, you know.
Keep doing it.
Keep doing it. A little bit of oil. I am doing a ribeye today, so there's a ton of fat in here, but I do want a touch of oil to help that seasoning stick. Today I'm using this Steakhouse seasoning, and I'm going hard. I'm going hard, hard, hard. Don't be shy here. Like, this is a big chunk of meat. It can handle the seasoning. We want that crust to be where all that flavor lies, but when we cut inside of it, the inside's not gonna have as much seasoning. So it's fine with a cut this big. Don't be shy. Go hard and heavy. Did I say don't be shy, Andy?
You did.
Don't be shy.
But let's reiterate.
A fifth time. Go hard.
Don't be shy.
Having a fantastic fire really is the first step. You can do all charcoal. You can do all wood in your brazier. I like a mix. I like to do a bit of post oak and a bit of hardwood lump charcoal and let that come together until I get my embers, my beautiful embers. What I want to do is I want to bring those gorgeous glowing red embers of glory. They're beautiful. Kind of mesmerizing, Andy.
A little bit.
You know, like you just stare into the fire.
It's the best.
It's the best. You want a very thin layer of those embers underneath our grill grates. We're not going fast and furious here. We're going low and slow, so don't load it up. A very thin layer of embers. Let's throw that big bad beauty right over that little bed of coals. Now, we don't want this close. Remember, we said we're not going fast and furious. We do want to slow things down and take our time. If we go too fast, we're going to end up with banding. We're going to end up with a crust that's too crusty. I'm a fan of crust, but not too crusty.
Okay.
I said this was gonna be a very simple date night, so our veg is very easy. For the potatoes, I'm actually doing my roasted garlic and potatoes together. What I like to do is a big piece of foil and then throw our potatoes inside. I like to kind of like keep them and arrange them in the middle because this is gonna be our bed for our garlic. So our garlic is not getting the direct heat. The garlic's gonna kind of steam and roast up through the potatoes, or the potatoes through the garlic, or together. You know, they're holding hands.
In merriment.
They're friends. They're friends right now. A bit of oil, a bit of seasoning, and wrap the pack tight. If you've ever done like camp meals, like you're familiar with this. A little envelope of deliciousness goes a long way. But I love being able to do it at the same time, both my garlic and my potatoes. A bit of rosemary, did I mention that? Touch of fresh rosemary, never hurt anyone. Those are gonna need about the same amount of time as this gorgeous steak. What we're looking for on the flip, crispy, bubbly, beef buttery goodness. Unbelievable. Now, we've been on for like 10 minutes. Let's flip and check back in another 10 minutes. Does a fantastic steak need a steak sauce, Andy? No, of course not. Do lots of people love steak sauce? Yes.
A lot of people do.
Yes, they do. I'm gonna show you when I do steak sauce. I have a 4-ingredient steak sauce that's so money. Like you don't even need a recipe. Andy, this is gonna be equal parts, not equal, a little bit more ketchup.
Ketchup?
Ketchup as
on
a base.
Steak?
Dude, do you like A1?
I mean, it's fine.
It's fine. Ketchup, sriracha, soy sauce, and Worcestershire.
Okay.
This is basically A1.
Look, you've never led me astray before.
Basically. Not really. But I did get this from my friend. James Brace sent me that. All the way from London.
Man, we love James Brace.
All the way from England.
He's as good as it gets.
He is. You could add a bunch of other stuff to this, but this as your base, ketchup, sriracha, soy, and Worcestershire. This is a fantastic 4-ingredient, quick steak sauce. Also, if you want to adjust your consistency, if you like it a bit thicker, add a bit more ketchup. But I want it to look like this. Again, I don't always do this, but when I do, this is how I do it. Sometimes I might add some garlic. There we go. Andy, tell me that's not like Steakhouse steak sauce.
Let's see.
4 ingredients.
Oh, you can see me in the shadow. Where am I?
There it
I
is,
am.
straight down.
Doop.
Victory.
Oh, yeah.
Breathe. If you're into that sort of thing, simple steak sauce. Let's check on our steak. Andy, come on over. If you like your steak rare, pull it at like 130-ish, 125. Let the temp come up. If you like it medium rare, medium, well, I was gonna say well done. I'll show you a trick for well done later. Don't do well done. I'm gonna go ahead and pull mine now and let it rest. My vegetables are very easy. I've already got the potatoes and garlic on. I'm a sucker for zucchini and squash, Andy. I love it. It's so simple and easy. Cut off the ends, slice it in half. We're like cooking huge chunks. I mean, this is called Big Cut episode. Let's do big cuts of vegetables as well. Seasoning, oil, over fire. Oh, let's do a fun trick. I only order a steak out at one single restaurant, and it's because they do this. They take that beautiful, smoky log that's on fire, and they'll cook their steak and their vegetables directly over, just like that. So now what we're getting is really intense, direct, smoky heat, campfire flavor for days. Like that?
I did.
I like it too. Now the moment I've all been waiting for. I like to take, so the bone runs down here, I like to take the bone off, and I kind of cut heavy, because this is a big steak. I call this chef's treat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness. And know what I just did? I created all this surface area.
Another space for
Come with
seasoning.
me. Come with me. Back over the fire. I'm not worried about the temp on that. I just want crispy goodies.
Ooh.
Crispy, delicious goodies. All right, now here's the fun part. Now, if you cook steaks, individual steaks, right? Say one of you likes your steak rare. Someone likes it medium. Someone likes it medium rare. Someone likes it well done. I am a sucker for that right there. That's a perfect medium. Gorgeous medium. I know you're gonna come at me in the comments. Andy, do you remember this? What happens in the next 30 seconds? The color starts to rouge. It starts to bloom out. So this is stunning. This is coast to coast gorgeousness. I'm gonna give this, just like that, I'm gonna give this 30 seconds and then I'll show you what it looks like. It's been 30, it's actually been 60. Look what happened. Let's grab our potatoes. I'm gonna flip my chef's treat to the fat side. Oh, Andy, I'm bringing it to you.
Oh, baby.
So fat side, that bone side, I'm gonna go a little bit longer. Let's bring our package otator over here.
I might be more excited about these potatoes than...
You ever do them like this?
No, I've never done them like this before.
I love these. So this is my favorite part of this whole thing. I'm gonna take one of these big cloves of garlic and watch what happens because it's steamed. We get this beautiful, like,
Ooh.
it's like butter, right? It's gorgeous. You can even throw that back in on the potatoes. But the potatoes, the garlic, the rosemary, all of that flavored together. No dishes, donezo. Let's make a plate. Now with this, I said steak for 2. This could be steak for 3 because this is a big steak. I want to slice it for service, so I'm gonna make it look really beautiful. Not necessary, but if you want to, separate the eye from the decal. The decal is that piece of meat around the outside. It's really juicy and tender, but it's kind of a separate texture. So I like to slice for service on the eye, and then I use that decal and I cut it into kind of chunks so it looks a little bit different because it's a little different texture, and toss it in the rest of that board sauce. It's magical. Like, you might only want decal from now. It's elegant. Let's like make it look elegant. I'm gonna start on the bottom of my plate with my sauce. Then we're gonna go in with our vegetables, and then the money. Always sell the money on top. That's the gorgeous steak. And just making things look nice, it just takes things from good to great. And if it's date night and you want to impress, none of this was difficult. None of this was hard. It looks fantastic, and I guarantee you it tastes fantastic. You've got to try this one. But speaking of that, I've got to try this one. I don't want to mess up these gorgeous plates, but I do want this, Andy. Come here. This, that little bit of spinalis. I could live on it. I could live on steak and potatoes. That's for you, good buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. This is a fun one. Don't forget all those little techniques. The scruffing, the hard, heavy on the season. Take your time with the embers and the coals. Using the Blackstone OpenFlame is a ton of fun. There's a bit of a learning curve, but it's not as intimidating as you would think. This was very, very simple. The vegetables were so easy. It was pouched potatoes and garlic. It was zucchini and squash. But when you're done, you're left with a very elegant presentation that'll impress on date night. I'm a big fan of that. Don't forget our Good Chop giveaway if you want some delicious beef to make something very similar to this at home. Don't forget, go to our main page to see all the details of the giveaway. I think it's like 6 months worth of Good Chop.
Bro, let's go.
Amazing. Delivered right to your house. But it ends today, so be sure to go over and check all the information. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe, click the bell icon so you get a notification every time we post a video. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you would like to learn in the future. I want to hear what all the aficionados out there think of that sauce. Might be pushing some buttons, causing a bit of controversy. I like it in a pinch. It's super fun. Give it a try, but definitely try the steak for two technique. I'm your host, Chef Nathan Lippy. This is Quickfire, and I'll see you all in the next episode.
Hey, you forgot the bone back there.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Oh, it's still warm. Ha!
Be brave. Be brave. Be brave.
It's so good. Once it touches your lip.